Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Explained series. And if you are new here, my name is Wowman. I cover all sorts of analog horror series like The Walton Files, like Harmony and Horror, and the Mandela Catalogue. So if you are into analog horror content, I highly recommend subscribing. It'd be great to have you here. And in today's episode, we are taking a look at the most recent installment of the Mandela Catalogue, as well as 4 unlisted minisodes. And if you are not caught up with the Mandela Catalogue, I highly recommend checking out my last video. I'll have that linked in the description. In that video, I go over every single tape and break down the entire Mandela Catalogue story thus far. But before we get started, I did want to thank the sponsor of today's episode, and that is AtlasVPN. AtlasVPN is a virtual private network that makes all of your internet traffic travel through an encrypted tunnel. So this way it protects you from spying, public Wi-Fi dangers, and hides your IP address and your online activities. And right now, Atlas is having a huge sale offering affordable online protection for just $139 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee when you click my link in the description. So be sure to take advantage of this deal. Atlas lets you enjoy high speeds when you're streaming your favorite show or upgrade your gaming experience at a lightning fast speed. With Atlas, you can protect unlimited devices all with this single subscription. And remember, this is more than just a VPN. It blocks all malicious links, ads, and trackers, and even notifies you when somebody is trying to steal your data. You can also save some coins while shopping online, getting the best deals while shopping online, including online subscriptions. These include Netflix, Spotify, airlines, hotels, and more. So all you have to do is click my link in the description and you will get a 3-year subscription for just $139 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So again, be sure to get Atlas VPN. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into this episode. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be taking a look at a hidden playlist on the Mandela Catalogue channel called Original Copies. Within this playlist, there are 4 episodes: Encounter AV1, Mark's Soliloquy, Emergency Call Operator Training, and the final one, Trauma. Within the first tape called Encounter V1, within this tape it follows the conversation between Mark and Caesar, and we also do learn the ages of both Mark and Caesar within this tape. Mark, age 17, Caesar, age 18. And in fact, this is the exact same conversation that we saw in the tape that we covered in our last episode in the Mandela Catalogue Volume 1. Where Caesar asks Mark to come over to his house to set up his cameras because he has to take his mother to the hospital.
Yeah, it's not me, it's my mom. She's knocked out cold and I have no idea why. I'm on my way to the ER, but could you do me a favor? I just need you to come over and turn on the cameras we have set up.
However, in this tape, there is something very different about Caesar. If we compare what Caesar looks like in the Mandela Catalogue Volume 1 and in this tape, he looks very different. Both of these people have very different facial structures. And I do know that a lot of you in my last video were telling me that Caesar is an alternate, and I think you guys were right. Because if we do look at examples of alternates do not look identical to the people that they are copying, but rather look slightly off. Another piece of evidence that we do have to justify that Caesar is in fact an alternate is when the tape glitches and Caesar's face shifts into this smile. We also do know that alternates like to deceive people using psychological warfare, meaning that this alternate could have been lying about having to take Caesar's mother to the hospital and was just trying to get Mark to come to the house so he could kill him. But yes, for the most part, this tape continues to follow the same story that we saw in Volume 1, with Mark going over to Caesar's house. However, in this tape, this is what plays at the end.
I am in your house at all times. I watch your every move. I lurk in the shadows, even in your bedroom.
The Caesar alternate is shown saying that he is in your house at all times, watching your every move, and ends off with a question.
Did you ever notice?
The next tape is called Mark's Soliloquy. Soliloquy meaning a monologue addressed to oneself. The tape begins with a voicemail that was addressed to Mark.
Hey Mark, I just wanted you to know that everyone misses you very much. Please call one of us back. We're very worried.
However, at the time that this voicemail was left, Mark has already been killed by an alternate. What follows are scenes that we have seen before where Mark is hiding from an alternate that is trying to lure him out of his room. However, this time around we do get an extended piece of dialogue from Mark when he is hiding from the alternate, moments before his demise. What is life really worth when all I can do is confront it all alone? And once again we do see Mark's lifeless body. And I know in my last video a lot of you were suggesting that Mark perhaps may have offed himself based on the way his body was left on the ground. But personally, I don't think Mark killed himself because the way he yells when he's about to face the alternate.
You fucking bastard!
Mark doesn't sound like he plans on offing himself, but instead he yells as if he's ready to fight for his life. So for me, it doesn't make sense that he would take his own life. However, I do have another possibility as to what might have happened. What I think happened is that the alternate made Mark shoot himself by moving the gun toward him right before he shot. The alternate also says this piece of dialogue.
I have a gift for you, and now I'm free.
Meaning that somehow the death of Mark has let this alternate, previously restrained to the confines of Caesar's home, is now free to leave the house and go anywhere. So for some reason, the death of Mark has set this alternate free. Emergency call, operator training, and trauma. So both of these tapes kind of serve as more as teasers for the Mandela Catalogue Volume 1, because if we do look at the dates these were released, both of them precede Volume 1. So this means that there is no additional information that we don't already know in these tapes. And now onto the main event, the Mandela Catalogue's latest installment, Exhibition. The video begins with a phone ringing, and this is a direct callback to the death of Mark, which we saw in Volume 1. And what follows is yet another Bible story. However, this time it does feature Noah. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Noah from the Bible, the story of Noah in the Bible was essentially about a man who was picked by God to take 2 of every animal and bring it aboard an ark he was supposed to build. And the reason that God told Noah to do this is because God had decided that the world had grown too evil. So to rid the world of this evil, he decided to flood the entire planet to kill all of the sinners. Everyone would die, except for those aboard Noah's ark. The tape glitches and we are shown an image of 2 children. Then a police report appears on screen, titled, Mandela County Crime Investigations, 1992. Heathcliff. Altercation, evidence real, case 00432. Agency, Mandela County Police. Collector, Lieutenant Thatcher Davis. Item 17, time 3:21 a.m. Location, Mark Heathcliff's bedroom. Description, personal camcorder. So from this piece of information, we do know that Mark's body was eventually found, and so was the camcorder that he used to record this footage. It also tells us that Mark's death is the 432nd alternate incident case that has been investigated. What follows is the footage that was on the camcorder that was found on Mark's body. We see footage of the night that Mark was killed. The camera is still rolling as Mark lie lifeless on the ground. Next we get footage of Mark driving down a dark, empty highway. However, perhaps the most important moment of this entire sequence of recordings is when Mark records his TV. On his TV, a figure makes an appearance on screen. And as for what this figure is, it is unknown at the time. However, that doesn't mean that we can't make some predictions as to what this might be. The more likely theory is that this is the intruder, an entity that we saw on multiple occasions in our last video, an entity with the ability to make people off themselves simply by displaying an image of itself on a TV. And the intruder has been targeting children all over Mandela County. Another theory is that this could potentially be what's left of Caesar. And this theory is a very much big stretch, but as we know, Caesar has been replaced by an alternate. So perhaps Caesar's soul is trapped within this tape. A bit of a outlandish theory, I know, but I thought I'd include it just to pick your brain. However, the most likely scenario is that this is the intruder, perhaps taking another form. The tape then returns to the Bible story that started the episode, with Noah bringing the animals and his loved ones aboard the ark. And that's when the entity that we saw in our last video makes its appearance once again. But this time, instead of speaking to Joseph, it's speaking to Noah and tells Noah this.
Why do you try to escape body of fear, Noah? You will be punished for resisting my message. You will bring another creature on the boat. You won't notice it at first. Just wait, Noah. Wait until you start to feel something. A change happening in your mind. You won't even realize it's taking until you see it. When you see it, there is no return. It will give you a message. It will be your last message.
And at the end of saying all of this, a hidden message in the closed captioning reads this. And no wonder, for Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. 2 Corinthians 11:14. And this means that this entity is in fact the devil himself, which means that this totally disproves my theory in my last video where I said that this entity was the Antichrist, but instead this entity is the devil disguising itself as the angel Gabriel, who in my last video we talked about how in the original Bible story, Gabriel was the angel that told Mary she would be carrying God's child, Jesus. So at this point we can assume that the devil has killed the angel Gabriel and has been pretending to be him ever since. And as for the creature that the devil says Noah will be bringing aboard the ark, that creature is an alternate. There is also a phone number given at the end of the video, but unfortunately when I tried to call the number, it just came up as a fake phone number, so kind of a bummer. But I mean, honestly, I would love to talk to my own alternate. I'm sure you guys would too, right? Who wouldn't want to talk to their own alternate? And well, that was the newest episode of the Mandela Catalogue explained. Also, oh my god, Alex included me in the special thanks portion. Alex, you're awesome, thanks. And as always, feel free to poke holes in my theories and let me know what you guys think is actually going on. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you do like analog horror, don't forget to subscribe. I make all sorts of videos on these series. But yeah, that's everything. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.